guys, I just want to do a short video to define what an inner world is. On my channel here, I do have a playlist about inner worlds and journeying, like for my own personal experience. And I have had some curious people ask me to define an inner world. So basically, an inner world is in your mind. It's internal. It can be anything from the outside physical world, but it's experienced solely in your mind, nowhere else. An inner world is used a lot in the counseling, psychology, and therapy fields as a way to deal with and process trauma, because the brain has a way of suppressing and repressing things into the subconscious through the use of symbols. And so that is why we have, psychology and therapy can use the internal world to access those symbols. Sorry, I'm really sick. Basically, to access those symbols, work through them and process them and transform them, especially when it comes to trauma. So, inner worlds is common a lot too in people who have dissociative identity disorder or other specified or otherwise specified dissociative disorder, OSDD. So basically, an inner world is a place where you can deal with and process trauma and other things in your mind. So it could be like a whole world or a galaxy. It could be one room in your mind. It could be like me. I have a big castle, and then I have a big forest park area surrounding my castle, and that is my inner world. And it's an internal world, so it's not real, but it is in that person's mind, and the symbolism and everything that happens in those inner worlds is real internally, but externally it's not real. Sorry. Basically, it's the brain's way of storing trauma, memories, things that happen internally. It's an internal environment, and it is well known and accepted in the field of psychology and therapy, I guess. So basically, internal worlds or inner worlds are places of magic and fantasy. Anything can go in there. You can change it around if you want. Some people can't. And that is because these people have been programmed, and their inner worlds weren't created by themselves. They were created by their programmers. And so they unfortunately didn't get to control that process and can't control their inner worlds. But through work and therapy and counseling and stuff, you can change that around to basically be able to control your inner world and what happens in there. Let me see. I'm just bringing up on my phone here some information on internal worlds. My internet is running very slow. So, Carl Jung is a psychologist or psychiatrist, and he does a lot of work with symbolisms, the psyches. I've talked about I've talked about him a lot in previous videos. He basically introduced the notion of inner worlds, and Carl Jung taught that, you know, our inner worlds are a reflection of our experiences in the outer world. It's a psychic existence. It happens in the psyche, the mind, and, you know, the way we experience the world can also have an impact on what our internal inner worlds are like. Carl Jung actually said, all that is outside also is inside. That's a quote from Carl Jung. So he talks a lot about our consciousness, and basically our consciousness mirrors, you know, reality, and experience kind of defines, I guess, us and what happens in our psyche. So we have a psychic structure, and, you know, it encodes events, experiences and stuff symbolically in the inner world. Yeah, the psyche. So yeah, the psyche will store things in like archetypes, metaphor, symbolism type thing. You know, there's inner children in our inner worlds, there's other people and stuff. And so guys, that's basically just a quick kind of rundown on inner worlds. For more information, check out my playlist, Inner World Journeying, where I go in depth about my inner world, the symbols in there, what's in there, how it all works, and, you know, how I work with those symbols and process trauma. And I also have like a map of my inner world that I show you guys in a video, and talk about the people that live in there. So if you're interested in that, just check that playlist out. It is on my channel under Inner World and Journeying. And I hope that kind of clarifies a bit about what an inner world is and why they exist. It's basically an internal place where you hold life experiences, events and trauma, and you use those internal worlds to basically access those memories and process them. There is also a educational psychology video on that playlist that goes into more depth about this kind of thing, so check that out as well. And thanks for watching. Sorry if, you know, this video seems a bit scattered. I'm very sick, and I don't know why, but when I started to record, I became extremely dissociative, and am finding it hard to comprehend and put things in a coherent sense within my mind to get it out. So I do apologize if it seems very scattered. Thanks for watching. Cheers.